Hello, Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post up when I have the time. All right, this video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company, 40,000 therapists working for them. They can do all sorts of therapy. They can do chat, they can do texting, email, video, etc., etc., etc. So got lots of good feedback from people using them. So thank you, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay. So today's question, actually Sunday's question, was fetal alcohol syndrome. So somebody had said that they had a relative that was very self-centered, had a lot of behavioral problems, et cetera, but they had been diagnosed with fetal alcohol syndrome. So let's talk about that. So fetal alcohol syndrome is a condition in which a child, sorry, let's try that again. Fetal alcohol syndrome is a condition in a child that results from alcohol exposure during the mother's pregnancy. Drinking alcohol during pregnancy can cause the child to have disabilities related to behavior, learning and thinking, and physical development. The symptoms of fetal alcohol syndrome vary from child to child, but are lifelong. In other words, they don't get better. Fetal alcohol syndrome is on the severe end of fetal alcohol spectrum. That's FASD, fetal alcohol syndrome or spectrum disorders. FASD is a range of conditions in the child caused by the mother drinking alcohol during the pregnancy. There is no amount of alcohol that's known to be safe to drink during pregnancy. If you drink during pregnancy, you place your baby at risk of fetal alcohol syndrome. If you suspect your child has fetal alcohol syndrome, talk to your doctor or other healthcare professional as soon as possible. Early diagnosis and treatment may help lessen some of the issues. All right, symptoms. The severity of fetal alcohol syndrome symptoms varies. Some children have a far greater problem than others do. Symptoms of fetal alcohol syndrome include any mix of issues with how the body develops, thinking, learning, and behavior, and functioning and coping in daily life. How the body develops may include facial features that are typical of fetal alcohol syndrome. These may include small eyes, a very thin upper lip, flat nose bridge, and a smooth skin surface between the nose and the upper lip. Slow physical growth before and after birth, delayed development, including taking longer to reach milestones such as sitting, talking, and walking, vision or hearing problems, smaller than average head and brain size, changes with how the heart, kidney, and bones develop, poor coordination or balance, being jittery or hyperactive. They have thinking and learning issues, intellectual disability, learning disorders, including trouble with memory, learning new things, focusing and thinking, not understanding the results of choices made, poor judgment skills, such as having a hard time thinking through issues, problem solving, reasoning, and making decisions that affect everyday life, short attention span that affects staying with a task and finishing, poor concept of time that impacts following schedules, knowing what time to leave in order to arrive on time and understanding how long a task will take. Trouble with organizing and planning or working towards a goal. Trouble including understanding and following directions. The social and behavioral issues. And this is all in the Mayo Clinic. So all I did was type in fetal alcohol syndrome, Mayo Clinic, bada bing, bada boom, here we are. Social and behavioral issues. Functioning in everyday life, coping and interacting with others may include challenges in school with attendance, learning, behavioral issues and interacting with others. Trouble getting along with others, including struggling with communication and social skills. Trouble adapting to change or switching from one task to another. Issues with behavior and controlling emotions and actions. Problems managing life skills, such as telling time, self-care, managing money, and staying safe. Being easily influenced by others or taken advantage of. Quickly changing moods. Okay, complications. There are secondary disabilities that include ADHD, aggression, improper social behavior, breaking of rules and laws, alcohol or recreational drug misuse, mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, or eating disorders, challenges staying in or completing school, not being able to get along with others, challenges with independent living and getting and keeping jobs, sexual behaviors that are inappropriate, early death by accident, homicide, or suicide. Okay, so basically, fetal alcohol syndrome is the severe end of the fetal alcohol spectrum. It includes problems with behavior, learning, and thinking. It also involves physical and growth changes that can affect any part of the body. And things can be comorbid. So the person could have fetal alcohol syndrome and narcissism and depression and ADHD. And, so remember, things are not necessarily exclusive. So it could be codependent. And there's really dealing with behavioral issues. Challenges with behavior often happen in childhood with fetal alcohol syndrome. Recognize the child's strengths and limitations, set up daily routines, create and enforce simple rules and limits, keep things simple using clear, specific language, repeat things to reinforce learning, point out acceptable behavior and use rewards to reinforce the behavior, teach skills for daily living and social interactions with others, guard against your child being taken advantage for others. So really that's about it. It doesn't lend itself exclusively to narcissism. So in other words, fetal alcohol syndrome in and of itself is not necessarily going to be narcissistic. They may have some of that, but that may be something unrelated to the fetal alcohol syndrome. So you can have both. Remember, things can be comorbid. You can have two things going on at once. So anyway, that is what fetal alcohol syndrome is. Yes, there is a host of physical and behavioral issues that go along with that. Generally, it's because there is brain damage that has occurred. The frontal lobe specifically gets affected by that. And that's kind of where our sensor is that tells us, hey, not a good idea to do certain things or, things like that. So anyway, that is fetal alcohol syndrome. I hope that answered your question. And on Sunday, I will be talking about how abusers use criminal thinking, such as bribery and extortion, to keep the target of abuse with them or to control them as much as they possibly can. So we're going to be talking about bribery and extortion. We're going to be talking about emotional and physical. So there it is. All right. So talk to you on Sunday. You guys have a good week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.